Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current transfer rumours and gossip. So if you do consider drop your likes, and if you do consider subscribe to the channel as always. So there has been a lot of news circulating around the media recently in relation to the Atletico Madrid goalkeeper Jan Oblak as well. So reportedly Manchester United have expressed an interest in him, and reportedly we're identifying him as a replacement for David De Gea as well. So reports do mention that reportedly Manchester United are ready to trigger his 100 million buyout clause he's got in his deal over Atletico Madrid. Jan Oblak has just recently signed a new contract with Atletico Madrid, so he's under contract with Atletico Madrid till 2023. I think he did also get a pay rise in his buyout clause as well. So I think his buyout clause is around 100 million or 120 million pounds, something like that. But he is regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Is Jan Oblak. He's not. I don't think he's on the same calibre or level as David De Gea. Jan Oblak's 26 years of age. I think he's about 6'2", 6'3", or something like that. But we are emphasising, a couple of goalkeepers, that could potentially, replace David De Gea as well. But this is Jan Oblak's 5th season, I think, now with Atletico Madrid. He's heading into his 6th season now with Atletico Madrid. I think he's made over 175 appearances in all competitions for Atletico Madrid. I think he's won 3 major honours with Atletico Madrid, including the Europa League and the UEFA Super Cup as well. And I think this season it's only Liverpool's Alisson that has kept as many clean sheets as Jan Oblak as well. So his stats, Jan Oblak's stats are very, very impressive indeed. But do you think it'd be the right solution for Manchester United, if he was to come this summer, if De Gea, of course, was to leave the club as well? And Jan Oblak, of course, is a former Benfica player as well. But Jan Oblak, I'm still not sure if he's in the same calibre or level as the likes of, Liverpool's Alisson or Manchester City's Edison or I'm not too sure. But as I did currently say, maybe a goalkeeper of Jan Oblak's calibre, wants to be playing to the highest level, wants to be in a Champions League football as well. And I don't think Manchester United are going to be willing to offer Champions League football next season, because it's looking like we've missed out on top 4, and we're not going to be in the Champions League next season as well. So potentially we've identified Jan Oblak as a potential replacement for David De Gea. But as I did currently say, if we are to go in for Jan Oblak this summer, obviously we want to get him, with the money we raise from the departure of David De Gea as well, because obviously we don't want to let David De Gea go on a free transfer in the summer of 2020 as well. But what's going on with David De Gea at the moment? Well, obviously Manchester United have not yet come to an agreement, of course, to get him a new contract. Of course, we do know that David De Gea, of course, is attracting interest from PSG, and recent reports were indicating out saying that PSG are reportedly willing to meet his £350,000 a week wage demands. De Gea at the moment, his current contract is on about £200,000 a week with Manchester United. Reports were saying that Manchester United were reportedly not willing to meet his £350,000 a week wage demands. And obviously, most recently he has been in a bad vein of form, because he has made quite a few mistakes as David De Gea, and I think he's becoming a liability at the moment, is David De Gea, to be quite honest with you. And I have heard quite a few Manchester United fans, saying that maybe he should be dropped for these 2 remaining games, and maybe we should give Sergio Romero the opportunity as well. And I don't know if Sergio Romero is reliable enough, to become our #1 goalkeeper. But to be fair to Sergio Romero, he did prove himself fantastically well in the cup games. Romero, his performances were very, very good indeed. And maybe we should, in these 2 remaining games, drop the problematic players and give the youngsters the opportunity as well. But De Gea has made quite a few mistakes, but I still think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got no intentions of dropping David De Gea as well, because potentially he's still one of the best goalkeepers in the world. This is De Gea's now 8th season at Manchester United. So I've admired his fantastic career so far at Manchester United. He's won the club's player of the year for out of the last 5 years as well. He's made over 300 odd appearances in all competitions. He's also got 100 Premier League clean sheets as well. But he is still on the contract here till the summer of 2020, because last year Manchester United of course activated a 12-month extension. We do know, obviously, Real Madrid have been long admirers of David De Gea as well. So potentially, Manchester United could be forced to cash in for De Gea this summer, and we would likely demand around 80 or 90 million pounds for him or something like that. So if we do, raise them funds, then we can go in for Jan Oblak as well. But yeah, I think Jan Oblak's a very, very good goalkeeper. As I said, he's a good shot stopper. He's good at saving from close range. He's good at saving from far range. I do have strong reservations when it comes to him saving with his feet, because that's why I think he lacks. Jan Oblak, to be quite honest with you, but he's 26. He's actually 2 years younger, I think, than David De Gea. So he's still got quite a lot of years ahead of him as Jan Oblak as well. So we've emphasised him as a possible replacement for David De Gea. Potentially as well, we do know there's been talks about Jordan Pickford in the past as well. You know, the Everton goalkeeper. He's been at Everton a couple of years now. Everton, I think, paid around £25 million for him from Sunderland as well. Jordan Pickford, his performances in the World Cup last summer were very, very good for England as well. But he wouldn't come cheap. I think he'd cost around £50-60 million. You know, if Everton were willing to do any business. He has got a long-term contract with Everton, so he's under contract with Everton until 2024. Is Jordan Pickford as well. So we've emphasised a couple of, you know, goalkeepers that could possibly, you know, replace David De Gea as well. So everyone have a different, you know, preference on, you know, the situation with Jan Oblak. Do you think he'd be good enough for Manchester United, because he's proven himself fantastically well, you know, with Atletico Madrid and all that as well. And his statistics are absolutely incredible indeed. You know, he's great. You know, he keeps a lot of clean sheets as well, which is very, very good. He doesn't leak a lot of goals, Jan Oblak as well. But if De Gea is to go, obviously we're going to have to find a replacement for him as well. So that's a big breaking news. I want to update you on that as well. But obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you know, wants to bring at least 5 new additions to the club this summer as well, because we are expected, you know, to orchestrate a big summer clear out. Obviously, you know, we need to rebuild. You can potentially see the areas we are lacking. You can see, you know, the deficiencies in the squad as well. But we've got to get the right players, you know, that have got the ability to elevate Manchester United at least in the next 2 to 3 years, of course. But as I did say, now with us not obviously now we're not going to be getting top 4. We're not going to be in Champions League football for next season. As I did say, it's going to be hard for us to attract players, you know, to that elite level as well. Reportedly, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to get a spending spree of around £250 million this summer. I think, you know, we are still looking to hire a director of football to come in, as well. And there has been quite a few candidate names mentioned as well. But we've got to get a director of football, you know, to change the structure of the club and all that. And obviously, you know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to need backing this summer. And obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, he's still looking. He wants to buy into our history as well. But yeah, he's going to get around £250 million this summer as well. But I think, as I did say on my last video, you know, we're at least 3, maybe 4 years off from being that competitive elite level football club as we was under Alex Ferguson as well. As we was under Alex Ferguson as well. But, you know, we've got to get the right players this summer, you know, to be quite honest with you. And, you know, we didn't spend out in January. You know, we didn't, you know, get us priority targets last summer. And, you know, we've been in a bad vein of form. You know, we've won 2 of our last 10 games, of course. And, you know, a lot of the blame, you know, does stem from the players, of course. You know, you've got to question their mentality. You've got to question the mentality. You know, they've got to take responsibility as well. And, you know, the majority of these Manchester United, you know, players, you know, do need reality check, you know, to be quite honest with you as well, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you know, was speaking about a while back as well. But as I did say, yeah, we've won 2 of our last 10 games as well, and it's just seemed to have all gone wrong, you know, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's got the job on a full-time basis. I don't know why. Is it something to do with a different level of pressure? I do not know, because stemming back, you know, looking back when he was the interim manager, you know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, in his first 3 months, everything was going well. The performances were good, the results were good, and he exceeded expectations, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. So I don't know what potentially has gone wrong, to be quite honest with you. And, you know, if we would have got in that top 4, we've had our opportunities, you know, to get in that top 4, because teams have dropped points around us. And, you know, if we'd have got in that top 4, you know, it would have been a remarkable achievement, you know, for us, you know, looking at the situation we was in, you know, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer first came in, because we was 11 points behind top 4, you know, of course, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer first came in as well. But the board are going to back him this summer. As I said, you know, you'll get a few Manchester United fans now saying maybe Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you know, needs to go. I'm still backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I still maybe believe that he can elevate this club forward. I do know he hasn't got a great managerial pedigree. He hasn't really got the experience, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But none of this team is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's. None of this squad is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's, of course. We do know a lot of money has been spent at the club since Ferguson retired. About, I think, 700 million. I think it's about 700 million pound that has been invested. You know, we've had different managers with different philosophies. We've been playing catch up for the last 5 to 6 years. Or something like that, and potentially, you know, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. Potentially, we haven't won a trophy since 2017, of course, when we won the Europa League as well. And I think we're at least 2 years off, you know, from graduating to City's level and Liverpool's level as well. So potentially, we've got to get the right players this summer. Let's be honest, you know, our recruitment policy is very, very poor indeed. So as I did say, you know, we are expected, you know, to orchestrate a big summer clear out as well. And you know, it's looking likely, you know, Paul Pogba's going to Real Madrid this summer as well. And Paul Pogba is one of the best midfielders in world football, you know, to be quite honest with you, you know, without a shadow of a doubt. But I think at Manchester United, you know, he's not playing He's not playing around world-class players, is Paul Pogba, and he's intending on going to Real Madrid, as you all know. The reports were stemming from Spain saying that he has agreed the personal terms. He's also the wages have also been agreed as well, and I think Paul Pogba has agreed around a 10 million a year deal with Real Madrid. So this is where he's intending on going. Paul Pogba, even though there's still been a lot of news circulating that his former club Juventus are interested in re-signing him. Of course, he did basically say that Juventus have been in negotiations with his agent. Raiola, but he did say Juventus may have to offload a couple of their players, to be able to fund the move for Paul Pogba, because potentially, Manchester United, would want around at least 120 or 130 million pounds for Paul Pogba this summer. Paul Pogba has still got over 2 years left on his deal, with an option of a further year as well. I think Manchester United have been in negotiations of getting Paul Pogba a new contract as well. But reports are coming out quite a few weeks back saying that Manchester United were willing to offer him the captain's armband, to convince him, to stay at the club as well. But he's heading into his 4th season now as a Manchester United player, because Manchester United, paid £8 to £9 million for Paul Pogba as well. Paul Pogba, did get one of his best wishes, of course, when Jose Mourinho got sacked from the club, because obviously Paul Pogba had a bad relationship with Jose Mourinho. But reflecting back when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the interim manager in his first 3 months, Paul Pogba, of course, was one of our most influential players as well. But I think, prior to the Chelsea game, in his last 6 or 7 games, his performances have been way below par, and that just emphasises, that Paul Pogba, doesn't want to be at Manchester United. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has spoken to Paul Pogba, he has spoken to him, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is convinced that he'll still be at Manchester United next season, but these no guarantees. But Solskjaer insists he'll still stay at Manchester United. Pogba's 26, he has still got a lot of years ahead of him, but Pogba was talking a lot about Real Madrid, quite a few weeks ago, and that just indicates that he's not planning to spend the rest of his playing career in England with Manchester United, and he's intending on making the move to Real Madrid. And of course, Zinedine Zidane, of course, is a big admirer of the player as well. So potentially it's going to be very, very difficult for us to find an adequate replacement for Paul Pogba, and it's going to be difficult for us to get a player in Paul Pogba's calibre or Paul Pogba's level. And maybe Paul Pogba may want to leave, because maybe he wants to play to the highest level, he wants to be up there challenging and winning trophies, of course, as well. And this is the main reason why Paul Pogba, may want to leave, to be quite honest with you. Without a shadow of a doubt, he's still a world-class midfielder, indeed. So we do know that it's looking likely he's going to be going to Real Madrid in the summer. So if we can get 120 or £130 million for Pogba, with that money, we could get 2 players, for that as well. And I think us getting rid of Paul Pogba, it will help us with our transition as well. And maybe some Manchester United fans would like to see him go, maybe some Manchester United fans, would like to see him stay as well, because he has still got a big future ahead of him, Miss Pogba. But as I did currently say, he's also a World Cup winner as well. Here, since he's been here since 2016, he's won the Europa League with us. He's also, won the League Cup as well. But it's looking likely he's going to Real Madrid in the summer. Romelu Lukaku as well, and I heard reports coming out in the press the other day saying, if we can sell Lukaku and Paul Pogba, the duo, we can cash in around £200 million for them as well. So that will help us with our transition as well, because Romelu Lukaku, that I've got strong reservations about Romelu Lukaku. Lukaku's now in his 2nd season as a Manchester United player, as you all know, and he's enjoyed a difficult 2nd season as a Manchester United player, as Romelu Lukaku. He's good in his 1st season, he scored 27 goals in all competitions in his 1st season, did Romelu Lukaku. But for me, he's not reliable enough. Well, let's be honest, at this moment in time, the majority of this Manchester United team isn't reliable enough, to be quite honest with you as well. But Lukaku, Manchester United paid, big money for him, we paid £75 million plus 15 million in add-ons, which had risen it up to £90 million as well. I think he's still got 3 years left on his contract. I think he's on about £250,000 a week with Manchester United. So if we are willing to sell him this summer, we'll want to try and recoup the initial £75 million. We did pay for him from Everton as well. Maybe try and get a profit on top of that as well. But Lukaku for me isn't reliable enough. He doesn't get enough them runs in behind. He can perform better when he's when he's up front with someone. He kind of look a bit more effective. Can Romelu Lukaku. But as I did say, his pedigree is good in the Premier League. His goal scoring form is very, very good indeed. But his finishing lets him down. As I said, he doesn't get enough of them runs in behind as well. Recent reports have said that his agent has revealed his future is very, very open indeed. Lukaku has come out himself and admitted he may leave before next season as well, and he's attracting interest from the likes of Juventus and Inter Milan. And I think he was talking about before, his dreams of playing in the Serie A, and I think his preferred destination is actually Juventus is Lukaku's as well. So I think he will be probably going in the summer. I think Man United are willing to sanction him off this summer as well, and obviously we're going to need a replacement for him, because obviously we know Rashford has not obviously emulated that level yet, and he's obviously not trustworthy enough to lead that line for the full season as well. So we're going to need a replacement for Romelu Lukaku as well if he does currently leave. So potentially we do know other players, that are leaving Manchester United as well. As you all do know, Valencia's going in the summer, as we all know. So obviously we're going to need a replacement for Antonio Valencia in that right back position as well. Valencia's been a good servant to the club. This is Valencia's 10th season now at Manchester United. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. Manchester United obviously opted against that decision, to give him that new 1-year extension. So he's obviously going to leave in the summer when his contract expires as well. I think at the moment he's still out with a calf injury. So we're going to need someone at that right back position, that can replace Antonio Valencia. We do know Ashley Young, of course, is our first choice right back, as we all know. But as I did say, he's past his sell-by date now, and he's been a good servant. As I said, he was a good winner back in the day. Was Ashley Young? I think he's made over 300 odd appearances in all competitions as Ashley Young as well. But of course, Manchester United. Obviously, it was bad business from Manchester United, giving Ashley Young that new 1-year extension as well. And by the time that expires, he'd be nearly 35 years of age. He's nearly 34 now, is Ashley Young as well. So for me, Ashley Young, definitely needs to be dropped indeed. And when I did say, the majority of the blame is on the players, some of the blame does stem from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because I did say some of his tactics are questionable, to be quite untrue. And definitely, Ashley Young, does need to be dropped as well. So, potentially, as I did say, we should put Diego Dalot into contention, for these two remaining games. I put Diego Dalot ahead of Ashley Young. We know Diego Dalot's, 19, 20, he's still in the process of developing his Diego Dalot. But I do really, really like, Diego Dalot, to be quite honest, but I still think, we need a cover up for him in that full-back position as well. And we definitely need a central defender, and we definitely need someone that can go alongside Victor Lindelof in our backline, to be quite honest, because Smalling and Jones not good enough to represent Manchester United. They've been too long serving players here. Jones has been here 8 years. This is Smalling's, I think, 9th season now at Manchester United as well. Again, bad business from the club. Giving Smalling a new long-term contract, giving Phil Jones a new long-term contract as well. So I'd like to see them go in the summer as well. I think Smalling's used as a backup option, to be quite honest, even though some of his performances have improved, since he did recover from that long-term injury as well. So I want Smalling and Jones to go in the summer, and we need someone that can partner alongside Victor Lindelof, because we haven't had a world-class centre-back, since we had the likes of Vidic and Ferdinand, because they were a fantastic centre-back partnership, under Alex Ferguson as well. Eric Bailly, for me, definitely needs to go as well. For me, Eric Bailly is too injury-prone, to be quite honest, sustained another injury in the Chelsea game as well. I think it's an knee injury, but initially before that, he just recovered from a concussion as well as Eric Bailly, and he hasn't really been given the opportunity, especially since Solskjaer's coming as well. Solskjaer's preferred the likes of Smalling and Jones ahead of Eric Bailly as well. But this is Eric Bailly's now, I think he's heading into his 4th season as a Manchester United player. Manchester United, paid around £38 million for him from Villarreal as well. But yeah, he's too injury prone, so maybe, we should get rid of him in the summer as well. We do know Matteo Darmian's, Matteo Darmian's on his way out of the club as well. I think Manchester United, did activate that extension as well. So if we can get rid of him this summer, we can cash in for Matteo Darmian as well. And I think from his own preference, he would probably prefer, he would make a move back to Italy, if Manchester United, do get rid of him this summer, because, when he was a lot younger, he spent the majority of his career in Italy as well, they did Matteo Darmian, but he's enjoyed a difficult time. He's a United player, hasn't really been, given an opportunity, to get in the team and all that, and him himself, he just recently, recovered from a long-term absence as well. I think definitely, Marcus Rojo is also on his way out the club as well. Sanchez, he needs to leave Manchester United as well. Alexis Sanchez, because he's been inconsistent as a Manchester United player, and he's no longer playing to the highest level. He doesn't have a future at the club. Sanchez, of course, has lost a yard of pace as well. But he has no future at the club, and he was very, very good during his Arsenal days and all, and he's well Premier League proven, but he's just enjoyed a difficult time as a Manchester United player, and this is now he's been here like 15, 16 months. When he's played, he's looked so restricted, just looks as though he hasn't been getting that freedom, and he has sustained quite a few injuries, and that's not good enough for a player that's our highest paid player at the club, the highest paid player in the league as well. I think he's on about £400,000 a week at Manchester United, and it's totally affecting our wage structure in a bad way as well. So we want to get rid of Sanchez this summer. There may be a team or two out there, that maybe can afford to pay his wages off as well, but he has to go in the summer, does Alexis Sanchez as well. Juan Mata, he's no longer playing to the highest level as well, Juan Mata, and Juan Mata, I do really, really like him. I've admired his Manchester United career. He's been fantastic for us. This is his 5th season now at Manchester United, of course, but obviously he can't even get in the team now. I know he played against Chelsea, but initially he can't even really get in the team, Juan Mata, as I did say, and he's no longer playing to the highest level. He's just turned 31 years of age, of course. So I think he's going to go in this summer when his contract comes to an end as well. I think he could actually, make a return back to Spain, because he spent a lot of time in Spain, when he was a lot younger, with Real Madrid and Valencia and all that as well. But he's done good in the Premier League. He's got a great pedigree in the Premier League, of course. This is his 5th season with United. He had 2.5, 3 years with Chelsea as well. So I can see him going in the summer as well. But there's quite a few targets, that Manchester United have been interested in, as we all know, and potentially, as we all do know, as I did mention near the beginning of the video about Jan Oblak as well. Man United are reportedly ready to trigger his 100 million buyout clause. We're also interested in Atletico Madrid's Saul Niguez as well, and we could identify him as a possible replacement for Ander Herrera, because we know Ander Herrera is going in the summer. Saul Niguez, I think he's got a release clause around £128 million. Saul Niguez, though, is a defensive midfielder. Well, he can actually play in quite a few positions, so he is versatile. He can play as a defensive mid, he can play as a central mid, he can also play on the right as well. And I think he's expressed an interest for my club, Manchester United. He says City have also been interested in him. He also said that Barcelona have also been interested in Saul Niguez as well. He's still young, he's only 24 years of age. I think he has spent the entirety of his career in Spain with Atletico Madrid and all that, graduated from the IU system, and he's grown and developed, and, I think he's going to make over 200 appearances for Atletico Madrid as well. So Manchester United have reportedly been interested in him as well. Do you think he'd blend in very, very well in our midfield, if he was to come in? But we are aware that there's quite a few players out there for a reasonable figure this summer. So maybe we should be sensible with our recruitment this summer. Maybe not spend too much money on one player. Maybe we could get maybe 2 or 3 players for 100 million, or just a bit more than 100 million pounds as well. But as I say, it's going to be extremely difficult for us now to get players, to that highest level, of course, because we do know we've been linked with the likes of Napoli's Koulibaly, Jadon Sancho, and players of that calibre, want to be in Champions League football as well. And I know we've got the financial power, to meet Jadon Sancho's valuation or Koulibaly's valuation, but, the matter of the fact is, they want to be in Champions League football as well. So that could actually, go against us, to be quite honest with you. There's been a few other midfielders, anywhere that Manchester United have been interested in, as you all know. We do know there's been a lot of talks about West Ham's Declan Rice as well, and I do really like Declan Rice. I think we need a centre defensive midfielder that's fast and tenacious, because Nemanja Matic is too ineffective in that midfield. He's too slow. I've got strong reservations about him as well, and plus he's aging up as well. And I know he's an experienced midfielder. He's well proven in the Premier League as Nemanja Matic. But for me, just not reliable enough, to be quite honest. And for me, probably Fred's a better solution than Nemanja Matic at this moment in time. But yeah, we could see Declan Rice as a good replacement, for Nemanja Matic, because I want Nemanja Matic to leave Manchester United this summer. Declan Rice is 20 years of age. He's one of England's youngest upcoming talents as well. I think he's been in the West Ham senior squad, quite a few years now as Declan Rice. But yeah, I think he's valued at around 40 or 50 million pounds. So if West Ham were willing to do any business this summer, they would want around 50 million pounds for him or something like that. I think he's got a contract with West Ham till 2024. He recently signed this. I think he signed it back in December last year as well. But his performances this season under Manuel Pellegrini have been very, very impressive indeed. But he can break up the play, and I probably think he'd blend in very, very well in our midfield with Declan Rice as well. So we do know that Manchester United have been linked with him as well. Bruno Fernandes, he's been a potential Manchester United target as well. Bruno Fernandes, 90 million release clause in his deal with Sporting Lisbon. So there has been talks about him as well. Only 24 years of age, I think he is. He's Portuguese. He's been with Sporting Lisbon now a couple of years. He's a former Sampdoria, former underneath player as well. So he had spent the majority of his career in Italy, of course, when he was younger as well. Bruno Fernandes, and Manchester United have been in negotiations with his representatives over the summer transfer. So there has been talks about him. So there has been quite a few midfielders, that Manchester United have been interested in. There's also been talks about, Tango Ndombele as well. That Leon midfielder is a very, very good competitive midfielder. I think he's only 21, 22 years of age, so he's still very, very young in his prime. He's Tango Ndombele. Reports have been coming out saying that the Leon president has had his preference on it. The Leon president has said he's confirmed Manchester United and Manchester City's interest in Tango Ndombele, but reportedly, from Leon's perspective, they would reportedly rather sell him to Juventus, reportedly, or something like that as well. So Tango Ndombele has been a Manchester United target, but I think he's valued at around £70 million, or something like that. But yeah, we've been also interested in getting getting a right back in as well, and potentially we need someone that can replace Valencia, as I said earlier on in the video. And we do know Manchester United have been linked to a Crystal Palace's Wan-Bissaka. Now he's one of England's youngest upcoming talents. He's only 21 years of age. He only broke into the Crystal Palace first team in February last year as well. I think he's valued, as I did say, at around 40 million pounds. So I think quite a lot of Manchester United fans would like to see him get recommended to come in as well. And I think he's got the capabilities, and he has got the ability to elevate Manchester United at least in the next 2 to 3 years as well. But we do need someone young and ambitious on that right hand side. There's also been a lot of talks about PSG's Thomas Meunier as well, as I did give you an update on. And Thomas Meunier is available for a reasonable figure this summer. Recent reports came out saying that PSG are demanding that they want around £26 million for him this summer. It did say Arsenal and Chelsea were linked with him as well. Thomas Meunier is 27. His defensive abilities are very, very good. I think he's predominantly a right back, but he can also play in other positions as well. So he is versatile, and of course he's highly experienced. And I think if he was to come to English football, I think he'd produce and deliver the same element of the performances that he has been doing with Paris Saint-Germain as well. I think now he's been at Paris Saint-Germain about 3 seasons now, is it, or something like that. He has won quite a few honours as well. So Thomas Meunier, I think, has only got like 13 or 14 months left on his contract with PSG. So reportedly PSG want around £26 million for him. So he's available for a reasonable figure. He's Thomas Meunier. I also said that Manchester United have also been interested in Kieran Trippier as well. So there's a lot of targets that Manchester United are linked with as well. And of course, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got to get it right this summer. It's going to be difficult now for us to get players to that elite level as well. But it's good that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is emphasising his targets. But there's lots to sort out this summer. What players come in, what players leave. Obviously we've got to make a decision who's going to be the next captain as well for Manchester United. So we'll have to see what happens as well. But reflecting back to what I said near the beginning of the video, in relation to Jan Oblak, do you think he'd be the right solution if he was to come to Manchester United? He's regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in the world, is Jan Oblak, and his statistics are incredible indeed. And it just shows that if it's only Alisson that's this season, that if it's only Alisson that has kept as many clean sheets as Jan Oblak, it just proves that it just emphasises that Jan Oblak is a really, really good goalkeeper indeed. Of course, he's never been in the Premier League, of course, Jan Oblak, but do you think he'd be the right solution for Manchester United, if he was to come in? But there has been a lot of talks about it. His buyout clause is around 100 million. He got his buyout clause risen up, when he did sign this new contract as well, so it did increase. I don't think it was by much, but he did get an increase in his buyout clause. But yeah, he's 26 years of age, as I said. He's nowhere in the same level or calibre as De Gea, but there has been a lot of talks about him going on I think it came out yesterday about this as well. So anyway, guys, drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribing as always, and take care, God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.